Speaking of the United States, I feel like we should tackle. We're 33 bits, so we're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do y'all think? While we were talking about basketball,
Go ahead. Go. Do your
USA
thing.
men's Olympic team, like, we don't gotta. We could touch on it real quick.
Yeah.
You think they're?
I don't think Nile keeps up with basketball, do you?
No,
it's okay. I'll answer it for you. But the thing is, they're gonna win.
Who do you think what opponent do you think actually might cause them some trouble?
France.
I was gonna say Serbia.
Serbia's pretty good, but France is like a lot more complete, I'd say.
Serbia beat France though.
Did they?
Yeah.
Shit.
In a scrimmage. They haven't started yet, but I'm just saying.
It's scrimmages are kind of like they play everybody, so it's a little weird.
Gobert
but like,
and Wembanyama, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Like that's a crazy fucking duo.
For sure.
Like both are over 7 feet.
I say U.S., France, Serbia.
I feel like the U.S. is way overpowered this year.
Puerto Rico, maybe. Nah, just kidding.
I don't know what is he talking about. But all right. I didn't want to be like, no.
Hell no.
But,
sorry to the Puerto Rican guy.
Yeah, shout out to Puerto Ricans. Let me ask this. Assassination. We got to go to it now.
Hot topic.
Dude, what is y'all's initial opinions? Yeah, that's. Dude, I'm about to jump out of my seat just talking about it.
Did y'all see like the mathematical analysis they did? Like, there's no way this could have been fake. Like, Trump turning his head and his radius.
It wasn't faked. It wasn't.
I don't think so.
I feel like it was just a very big Secret Service blunder, and the local police had a big
there's people
part of
saying
it.
maybe there's people inside that,
I feel like
batted an eyelid.
I really do feel like the Secret Service is
incompetent.
Trash.
Yeah, I just feel like they did a shit job. That's all it is. I don't think anybody's out to kill Trump, and they like paint him as this messiah figure. Nobody can take him out. And I guess, like, metaphorically speaking, you're right. Nobody can stop Trump. Even if you kill him, he's a martyr. Yeah. But, like, the thing is, bro, like, there isn't this deep state that's trying to get him. If anything, Trump is benefiting the deep state. What the fuck are any of you talking about?
Yeah.
I just feel like people say shit. And that's the problem with politics in America. See, like, the problem with politics in America is everybody has to have an opinion, even if they don't know what the fuck they're talking about or what's going on. Like, it's just like, bro, I have Twitter. Twitter is like the best sociology class you could ever take. And just the lack of knowledge the average American has. It's like, bro, he got shot and motherfuckers are voting for him because he got shot.
Yeah.
Like what? How does that you're deciding?
This guy's got crazy PR, man.
And he's Trump is that Nixon fucking Teddy Roosevelt fucking politician, you know what I mean? Get shot. I want you to think about it. You just got nicked in the ear from sniper fire. Whose fucking immediate thought, if you are a sane human being, is to say, wait, not even sure if the shooter's down yet. Put a fist up, yelling, fight. And the crowd is going crazy. There's blood smeared all over your face. There's 2 dead guys next to you, but nobody gives a fuck because you got face. Like, bro, think about this shit. This shit is fucking ridiculous. The theatrics of it. Like, he's just such a smart politician in that sense. He knows what people want to see. I mean, he was on TV. You know what I mean? He understands what the average American wants.
He's an entertainer, bro.
He's an entertainer.
He was gonna go to the UFC event that night. I think even afterwards. But man, like, what a different world we'd be living in today if, like, God forbid.
I feel like.
Kinda, maybe.
It'd be. I mean, dude.
I feel like.
I
feel like white people would have been up in
maybe
arms.
Rioted, yeah. But like, what would they against who? They killed the shooter. Like, what would they be rioting? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like some uprising similar to January 6th or something.
I don't know, man. Look how we just went to work today, Monday morning. Like, okay, the president almost got assassinated, and I mean, I'm still proceeding life as if nothing happened, or at least it doesn't affect me enough to care. Even if he died, bro, I would be at work this morning doing the exact same shit. Like, nothing would have changed in my day-to-day life, let's be honest.
Can I go on a tangent real quick? Y'all mind?
No, go for it.
This might take a second or two. Butt in if you need to. If you have an opinion, whatever. Do your thing.
We're here for it.
So my thing, the two-party system has failed completely. Because what happens was there was this fight against communism throughout the creation of America becoming a superpower, like this big enemy from the East that was coming in communism, and it kind of unified the governments, and it kind of made the government in America more open to change, more open to structural change. Like FDR was able to do what he did out of fear of the Depression and communism coming about. Because let's say America didn't get a shit together, communism could have came in and swooped in and took over America, right?
I mean, you think about like what they done in Central and South America, and the influence that they had in those, like that in this hemisphere.
But with the fall of the USSR in the 80s, there was no longer anything to combat capitalism.
Right.
Nothing to stand in its way. And what Reagan did was instill very capitalistic ideals into the American public and our policies. So what that creates is a perfect fucking world for billionaires and millionaires to do whatever the fuck they want. They can sell whatever you want. The average American can become a billionaire overnight. It made things perfect in capitalistic terms. Yeah. Like Trump, I was telling Dennis, when Trump got shot, I saw within an hour, bro. Yeah. Motherfuckers were selling shirts with his picture of him doing that. Yeah. Like within an hour, bro.
Drop the hardest album cover of all time.
That's
Throw a parental advisory sticker on it.
My shit is, bro, like it's capitalism can't be combated with anything anymore. There's nothing to combat it anymore. And what happens is me, Lau, and Dennis, as much as we hate the system and as much as we hate everything, we're comfortable in our lives, bro. We're so used to the structure that they've lulled us into, to the point where we won't stand up to the point where we'll lose our shit. We'll lose our structure. We'll lose our jobs. None of us are willing to give all that up. Because they've lulled us. And the problem is, you know what the left needs to do? Why the Democrats are dying? They toed the middle too much. They don't want to change things too much because it fucks up their pockets if they do. Right. They have to structurally change it. And they have to do work. And they have to like restructure and think shit through. And they don't want to do that because they already make money as it is. And guess what? The Republicans know this, man. They know this. So they fuck with them and they take power from them. Slowly, to the point where now they're just blatantly doing it because they know they don't have power. You guys got a sleepy fucking idiot as a head president. Like, what's wrong with you, you know? Like, we're not actually in competition with anybody. So there's no longer two parties, realistically. Because the Democrats are just all about pandering to everybody, making sure everybody gets to hear. Like, the president the ex-president just got shot at. When Nancy Pelosi's husband, who's a Democrat, Nancy Pelosi, her husband got attacked by a dude with a hammer, Trump was making fun of him and said, oh, he's probably gay because he got attacked while he was in his underwear in his house.
Oh, my God.
So this was Trump's response. And I got Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi saying, oh, I'm so glad he's okay. Please pray for our country. Fuck you. What is wrong with you? What are you talking about? Tell a bitch, I hope they didn't. That's how it should be. Yeah. Bro. Sorry for yelling. But that's what it should be, bro. But that's not how it works. Because these motherfuckers, they just want to get their share and they don't want to change anything. But they'll tell you they want to change everything. Yeah. And that's what liberalism is down to its core, bro. Down to its core is change. It's this constant progression. Conservatism wants to keep shit how it is. Liberalism, but we no longer have that option. The reason why me, Dennis, and Lawa don't vote is because we don't have a party out there that panders to a restructuring of how our world works. Because it doesn't. So that's what the death of the Democratic Party means to me. Sorry, I went on a little tangent.
I want to get your thoughts on. I thought Vivek was a good, candidate. You know, I mean,
for
he's
vice
really
president,
young, maybe even for vice president now. But what are your thoughts on?
I don't like him personally because he's a grifter, and he's just like, I'm a brown guy who picks on other brown guys.
Oh, that's so hard. Like, how do you even go over that hurdle? You know what I mean?
The thing is, if he wasn't Republican, I wouldn't. The thing is with being Republican is he knows deep down. Vivek isn't stupid. He's a very savvy politician. He
seems very, very intelligent.
And he can talk well, right?
Yeah.
You know what his goal was going into this campaign? Yeah. It wasn't to become president. He knew these white people are never voting for an Indian guy.
No, I figured it'd be extremely difficult for a 35-year-old brown man.
He went for what J.D. Vance got, the vice president. He was trying to become vice president for Trump, and he was the favorite to become vice president. This J.D. Vance guy, this random guy from Ohio, he's just super conservative, super right wing. Nobody expected him. You made a weird face when I said his name.
Yeah,
who the fuck familiar. Is that? Exactly.
Sounds like a yes man.
Yeah, it's that guy right there on the TV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen him on Twitter this morning.
Yeah, exactly. He became vice president. But everybody thought it was gonna, everybody thought it was going to be Vivek.
Right.
Everybody wanted it to be Vivek.
Or maybe what is his name as well?
J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance, yeah.
He's the head of Project 2025. I don't know if you know what that
Never
is.
heard of that. What is that?
You haven't heard about that?
Maybe I have. What is that?
So, Dennis, I don't know if you want to do it or I should do it.
Go for it.
So Project 2025 is basically like a guideline of what the Republicans have in mind for 2025 and the changes they want to bring to the country. And a lot of it is very,
it's like instilling Christian values back into everything.
But basically telling people to have children. I feel
white people to have children specifically.
Yeah, because the birth rate's real low. They want people to have.
Because white people, if we're being honest, they're dying out DNA-wise in America because there's so much mixing going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's this campaign to save white people, instill this ethno-Christian state. And I know it sounds like, ooh, he's trying to make it sound scary, but it really fucking is. I'm not gonna lie. We're a step away from fascism. I just explained to you why there's one party now.
Yeah.
Right? And we get to a point where Trump has all the Supreme Court judges on his side, and they just ruled that he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
The only thing left is for them to push this genocidal ethno-state fucking thing.
Dude, that's scary, man.
And bro, guess what? Now, me and you could sit here and talk about it and bitch about it.
Yeah, we can't do shit.
And they know we can't do shit,
Yeah.
so they let us because it gives us a little bit of feeling of power.
I mean,
and I can go out in the streets and fight free Palestine, free or say I'm pro-feminist or whatever the fuck. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna slap that shit on a T-shirt and sell it to you for $50, and they're gonna make profit off you.
You said it, yeah. That,
and thinking that you actually can do anything about it.
No.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying there needs to be a whole different fucking thing.
It's crazy. Like you said, that restructuring, like
nobody wants to do it.
People are so resistant to change as it is. Like if you're talking about like the place you're living at and where you raise your children in, like you don't want to get up and completely like reshuffle that.
Just
all
completely
kind of stuff.
Pull the rug from under you, restructure your whole life. It doesn't work like that, and it's not going to happen for us. The thing is, what we have to do is try to instill it in our children. Hopefully, they get it right. Because we're fucked.
Do you see yourself living in America in the future?
Well, it depends on where things are going. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This assassination attempt, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, because I don't feel like anybody understands the gravity of how big it actually was.
Yeah, it's actually that's insane.
Like, it actually was keeping me up that night, bro.
2024, bro. For this type of thing to happen in 2024 is like insane, man. And I mean, like, I hate to, I don't want to talk about guns and shit like that.
No,
but,
of
like,
course,
bro. Like, that just goes to show you, man. Like, something ain't right in this country, man.
No, it's not. It's just you know what's crazy? My history professor back in March, I was talking to him and he was telling me how every 25 years or so there's an assassination attempt. Lincoln, then there's McKinley, then there's fucking you keep going down the list. You get to JFK, you get to everybody, right? Reagan. And now it's Trump. And I was like, when he told me this back in March, I was like, no fucking way that happens today. You know what I mean? Secret Service got it on lock. They have so much things ready for that. You know what I mean? And bro, and it hit me, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that actually happened. I didn't expect it to happen.
I mean, dude, you think, like, okay, yeah, Secret Service. Like, these dudes are, like, trained from, 1 year old to become a Secret Service. They like, no, bro. Like, these dudes are, like, probably just normal guys who, like,
I mean, I'm sure they're heavily trained.
No, yes. I'm sure they could kick, like, majority of people's asses. But, like, it's also the fact that they do something every single day where nothing ever happens. No, there's no threat that they have to worry about. That eventually, like, it happened the other day, there's going to be a threat. And they're not going to be, like, they're not going to jump on it. They're going to just, be relaxed. And then what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's just so weird, like how, like you got to think about, this is the president of the United States. How many checks, how many like standards of procedure do you have to go through for this man to just stand on a podium in the middle of a Pennsylvania street? And then like for that to happen, like from some random
400 meters away,
like you see the ladder on the side of the building. Like it seems so, like I can't wrap my head around like the U.S. government looking past all of those different checks and someone being able to get through that. It's mind-boggling.
I was telling Dennis though, this shooter guy, I was like, he's just not built to be a scorer in the down the stretch in the fourth quarter. In basketball, I mean in soccer, the last leg of the match, he's just not built for it. You know what I mean? Bro had it handed to him.
Yeah,
like, really,
no kidding.
It really, like, it was just a slight chance that Trump decided to turn this way for a second, and it hit his ear.
Unreal.
Like, if he was literally a second off, that would have went straight into his skull. Bro.
Right.
You know, and imagine that image plastered everywhere. Good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine we'd be living in a whole different world if, God forbid, that turned out a different way.
I feel like an uprising would have happened, bro. They would have said some shit about the government did it. This,
like,
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
People would get behind that so easily.
Especially like the cult Trump followers. Like I feel like they would like be shaking. Like they wouldn't know what to do. Like they would have to like go out and do something.
Is like Caesar, bro. Julius fucking Caesar. Like, he's one of them, bro.
So captivating.
He's not a normal guy. Like, he's one of fucking them. Like, he's like a guy we'll talk about. That is the photo of the fucking century. Trump doing that with blood coming down his face. That is the photo of the century, bro.
I mean,
that will define this time period for our grandchildren and their grandchildren. This time period will be encapsulated within that image.
Oh, yeah. People are going to ask you, like, hey, you remember, where were you when you Trump got shot? Right,
yeah.
Shit, I don't even remember what the fuck. I think I was in my house. Honestly.
I was driving on the way home from work. I was Saturday, I think.
Was it Saturday?
It was either Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. No, I worked that day. It was Saturday. It was Saturday. And whatchamacallit? Yeah, I was driving home and I got the notification on my phone and I lost. I was like, "What, bro?" I was straight. I don't know if y'all saw.
This guy
my
posted
Instagram.
like 10 fucking minute long Snapchat stories.
Bro, no, yeah, I went crazy with it. I went crazy on Snapchat and Instagram, bro. I lost like 8 followers because that shit. Because the super Trump guys were just like, "Oh, wow, you know, that's so fucked up. President just got shot out. How dare you?" And I'm over here talking about Vince McMahon was behind it. You know, like I piss people off. I get it. That was a Vince McMahon ass scenario, though. You know what I mean? Like the Nick, everybody gets down. Then he gets off the blood on his. Oh, you know what I mean? Like
Facts.
WWE ass fucking created player ass.
United States. I'm going to Colombia. I'm gonna go live in Colombia.
Shit, you might as well at this point. But yeah, like if I do want to move anywhere else, like I want to travel, hopefully. But it really depends on.
But like, you know, like I feel like some point in your life, like it's like you got to settle down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to think I could.
My
live
brother,
in Kurdistan.
my older brother, loves Saudi Arabia, which I understand why. Saudi Arabia is a very chill, laid back lifestyle.
It seems nice.
Yeah.
I mean, being there and seeing it from here.
If you can just ignore all the horrible things they do, but yeah.
I mean, realistically, like you look at it from a government standpoint, I think everybody.
Saudi Arabia has a special place
Saudi
in my heart.
Arabia. Saudi Arabia is probably looking at the United States like we don't assassinate our presidents here, at least not publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, bro. Saudi Arabia, it's very safe there. It's like a very like established thing because they're oil refineries there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, can I ask you about that? Actually,
sure.
I think we've talked about it. Like you know the OPEC deal.
Yeah.
Well, how the barrels of oil used to be traded by the dollar, and now that they're opening that up to multiple currencies.
Yeah, the BRICS thing, right?
Yeah,
You're talking about
BRICS and all this.
So what this is basically it's kind of like a fuck you to NATO.
Yeah.
Because the NATO used like really instilled when globalization happened. Okay, I gotta step back.
Yeah, you
When
gotta start back
globalization
there.
happened. Okay, globalization. You understand what that is? When the markets opened and capitalism became international. When communism fell, right?
Right. Yeah.
China's still there, but China's like running this shit now. But which is weird. I don't know how that.
That's
works.
weird.
They're really
I've
good
never
at
thought about
capitalism,
that.
even though they're communists. But oops, sorry. But so when globalization happened, what happened was it opened. What was the question? I'm sorry, I fucking zoned out.
So you know,
That
like
shit happened.
yeah, OPEC with the barrels of oil being sold.
Oh yeah,
for $1.
BRICS. Okay, so the whole world operates on the system that the United States created. The U.S. dollar was the dollar that is like the lingua franca. Lingua franca, I mean, everybody uses it, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how money talks in the world. So what happens, you get countries like Russia who don't want to deal with the dollar. China doesn't want to deal with the dollar. On top of that, China's dominating us on the globalization market to the point that we're cutting back on globalization. We're trying to restructure. That's why America, that's why Trump is trying to bring jobs back to America. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is you have these big countries who don't want to deal in U.S. dollars anymore because they have to deal with the U.S. when they do that. What they do is they cut out the middleman and they're creating their own system. And realistically, it's not going to have any effect soon. But over time, like a few decades or so, it'll start shifting the market a little bit. But that depends on if the globalization will continue. Because you got to think about like back when COVID happened in 2020. It completely shut down the globalization market. And it really showed you the weaknesses. When I can't get toilet paper and you can't get fucking soap and because the soap realistically goes through so many places. Let's say soap is the olive oil soap is made in the Middle East, but it's processed in Netherlands.
Yep.
Then from Netherlands, it's packaged in Spain, and Spain sends it to America. Mm-hmm. When COVID happens and everything shut down, you don't have soap. So there's a lot of weaknesses within it. And on top of that, China's kicking our asses with it.
Right.
China's so good at it because they don't give a fuck. They'll give you the cheapest shit, and you'll get it for super cheap, and everybody's cool with that. You go back to Kurdistan or Bosnia, you've seen it. All the cheap shit they have there, it's all from China.
No, all of it, yeah.
Because who's going to pay for American fabric and be made in 8 different places?
I mean,
like, no,
realistically, even here, though, like, what are you paying for? You're paying for all that process where it goes through all these middlemen. Then it ends up on your shelf, and then you
know what happens with that now? The benefits of that is the diversity in what you buy. You can go to a coffee, like a 7-Eleven, pick any kind of coffee you want, any drink you want.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit of it. And you got to kind of weigh the options at that point.
Yeah,
Do
makes
I
sense.
want all these options and diversity in the consumerism that I have now? And do I trade it in for something like that?
When you really think about it, the amount of options we have just in like a gas station from drinks.
That was a great point.
I can go to a gas, bro, and I'm like, I'm getting a
Dennis,
new drink today. You know
Dennis,
what I mean?
your parents, in your parents' lifetime, that wasn't possible.
That's true.
That's what I mean when I say capitalism has been perfected. That is exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's this guy named Mark Fisher. He has this theory called capitalist realism, which is very similar to what I'm saying. But his whole thing is like, you look at, okay, this is my last point. We might have to wrap up soon, but this is my last point. You think about how movies that are like based in the future, dystopian future movies, like Blade Runner 2048 or something like that. You look at the past, and the past was all these futuristic movies had flying ships and this, that, and the third. We look at our movies now that we base in the future, it's just capitalism. It is literally our reality now, but with a little tweaks and stuff that make it a little different. Maybe the capitalism's tuned up a little bit, but it's literally the same exact story. And you think about it, you're like, well, oh wait, there's still movies with spaceships and shit, right? So I might be wrong, you know. But you know what that is? That's a recycling of what our parents created, or what their lifetime, or their generation created, and we instill it. We no longer have a concept of what a world would be without capitalism. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if what I said makes sense all the way. I hope it does, but
Kind of.
my thing is, like, even with storytelling, to a point, we can't imagine a world that doesn't operate in the way we operate now.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should have just said that.
Like even on a global scale.
Exactly.
Like when they go, when you have people who've never been out of the United States go to another country, it's such like a culture shock for them.
Exactly.
Oh, what is, fucking Domino's here? Or,
Yeah, exactly.
you got Gatorade? Where's the fuck's the Gatorade?
And I notice it when I go back to Kurdistan, I don't feel comfortable because I want something. I'm craving something right now, and I can't fucking get it.
But
I really wanted Sour Patch Kids when I was back there. I don't even like Sour Patch Kids like that.
I almost like that though. Your choices are limited, man. Because like we've talked about this before, man. Too many options is bad, man. Like
I agree.
You almost become like you don't know, like fuck, and you end up just going with what you're comfortable with anyway.
Dennis, your mind can't even. Your DNA goes against it because it was never a thing until like these past 30, 40 years, bro. Yeah. And like your whole family bloodline's like, yo, you know what I mean?
We make so many more choices like nowadays. Like you think about those micro choices that you make. Dude, like that gas station example. You go in like, what color Gatorade do I want? Do I want a Gatorade? Like what kind of drink do you want?
Energy
really, you
drink,
want
coffee, fucking
crazy
like milk. You want fucking chocolate milk?
But that comes with a cost of one company owning like 5 companies running that whole store, and they own everything in it.
Essentially,
and that's the thing. My thing about the boycott against Israel is not that I'm against boycotting. Like you should boycott. I personally don't go to McDonald's and shit anyway, so it's not like I have to boycott. I'm just not going.
Yeah.
But like,
all right, bro.
But my thing is like, bro, these companies are bailed out. You know when capitalism should have died, guys? Sorry. Yeah. Last thing. I swear it's the last thing. I swear. You know when capitalism was supposed to die? 2008 financial crisis. The housing crisis that happened. Yeah. Because all of these people, all these big companies went bankrupt, bro. But what did instead of collapsing and restructuring, what did the government do? Bailed the motherfuckers out. So this creates a system where anything goes wrong, just throw more money at it and it'll fix itself.
Yeah.
So like this concept of restructuring everything it's no longer in us. It's been in all our family's generation. All of them were willing to change because shit sucked anyway. But now we're in such comfort.
Oh yeah.
There's no such thing as a revolution anymore. And it could happen in other countries, but the United States, where capitalism is God,
it'd be difficult. It'd
be so difficult. Can you imagine the country at civil war and you can't go to Walmart and get your shit? What are you gonna do when you can't pump your gas anymore, Dennis?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. I mean, fuck, the plates the Bosnia.
Even
you know what I mean? That's
America's like really good about like having like your bare minimum levels of commodity. Because like you think about that Russia-Ukraine situation and how they weren't given oil or energy like resources to the likes of Germany and whatnot. And places in Germany were having like power outages. I mean, like we're from Kurdistan, we have power outages all the time.
2-3 times a day.
A place like Germany, like relying over 66% of its like energy consumption based off of what they buy off of Russia, for example. Like even in the United States in particular, like we really do have it so good. It's crazy. Yeah,
and it's just because we run everything. And the thing is, we don't need to rape and pillage anymore. We do it systematically now. Like Genghis Khan, I swear, I want to write a book on America called Genghis Khan Suit and Tie. I actually do want to, like, that's actually something I thought about. Like, bro, if I want to, like, just get my, you should heard my wild ass thoughts right now. Like, I want to put that on paper someday.
Yeah, why not? You should write a book, Dila.
Well, I would be down.
I swear that
nobody would read that shit. Y'all might buy it just to support
me. Listen to the audiobook.
The audiobook.
You know how, bro? You know how many of these like random bullshit fucking like people have never written a book before, like influencers or athletes, and then they come and write a book. Like they're not writing the fucking.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you actually could write the book.
I agree.
Fuck it.
Yourself.
All right, stay tuned, guys.
Send it to someone to edit.
No, of course, yeah. You need editors and shit.
Of course,
yeah, but yeah. In the future, hopefully. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to get into academics and make books and textbooks and shit like that.
That would be kind of crazy. Yeah. Bro, you be making bang college textbooks, bro.
That's literally what I want to do for a living, yeah. Well, yeah, this was a great episode. We ran about
Appreciate
58
everyone
minutes. That's
coming
good.
in.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Dennis, doing your thing again. Thank you for all the work you do. Lawa, thank you for your knowledge.
Hey, it's been an honor.
Yeah, I hope. So World Cup, another episode? Once the World Cup comes
bro,
around?
for sure, we're in it. Let's do it.
I'm sure it will be 2 episodes from now in 2 years.
When his team wins the World Cup.
Oh, maybe when Man United become relevant again, then I'll come
Man
back.
United? All right, bet.
Yeah, that's a good.
So,
that's a good
yeah,
one.
this is his last episode, guys. All right, y'all be safe. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in.
care.
Appreciate y'all.